Hey everybody, sorry about the technical difficulties. That happened, right? YouTube didn't want to go live, so I'll repost it on there. So anyways, today is the last and final point of mastering your willpower, where I wrap everything into a full circle and explain to you what is mastering your willpower. So, I'm not going to recap on this one, so if you want to know about everything, you have to rewatch all those videos. Let's get started. So at this point in time, I'm about the farthest point from the restroom. And all of a sudden, like I said, I had to pee. Doesn't God do things in a funny way, for His reason? Especially when you're dumb and you want to, in my opinion, dumb and you want to challenge Him. God does things His way, just like you do things your way. If you want to be stubborn, He's going to be stubborn right back. It's the reality of life. Don't ever be stubborn. So I sprint all the way across the parking lot, damn near peeing myself, barely getting the code in the door to go to the restroom. I get there and I ain't gonna lie, I peed for like 2 minutes. I've never peed so much in my life. And I look after I'm done peeing and I can smell like a bottle of rubbing alcohol. At this point in time, where my liver is located, I feel this pain of like pressure. And all of a sudden, I feel okay. But I can still smell rubbing alcohol. Like, what? So I look down into the urinal, and it's clear. Isn't that funny when, like I said, God does things His way? He does it for the best for you. Let's move on from that. So for the next couple of years, I didn't have no medical issues, no medical problems. I stopped going to the doctor. I stopped getting sick. Stopped drinking for almost 4 years consistently. I dove in wholehearted to the Christian life, or the God life, if you will. After this, me and my wife, I'm married. She puts up with me still to this day. Everyone just pray for her. She's got to deal with me. I'm not that big of a guy, but definitely have a wild side. We have two healthy sons. The minute that my first son was born, I was nervous, like every parent, but I had a lot more to be nervous for due to I had such an extensive medical history. My son is nothing like with me when it comes to the medical industry. Somebody was praying with him, praying for him. A lot of people were, and I know that, and I say, thank you. My second son was born, same thing, nothing wrong with him. So then it turns to the thing and it goes, well, I started playing that why me game again in my head. And it switched really quick because I was a happy dad. Had two healthy sons, an amazing wife. And the happiness turned into the saying, why me? Started to turn into, you know what? Try me. I will take any burden, any life problem before it gets to any of my family members. Any of you out there, I would rather take that on because I know what my willpower is. I know what my strengths are in life. And we'll get to that at the end. So stay buckled up. So after that, after my second son was born, I used to be a machine in the gym. And I'm not going to lie, where I was going at in my life was probably not the right place. I used to take a ton of supplements. I've never done steroids. I've taken a lot of testosterone supplements that you can buy at GNC, go to the local stores, and that's where I buy a lot of my stuff. I did try buying stuff online, but it was all legal here in the States. And with that being said, I got into an accident in 2018, or 2019, sorry about that. A week after my son's born, and 3 weeks before a powerlifting competition that was going to take me to regionals and regionals to Vegas. And I get hit. Nothing severe. Car still ran. Car's a tank. I don't get this car. Anyways, that car's a different subject. And I get hit, and I don't notice it. And I go home, I'm sore and stiff, a big U-Haul box van, the biggest one they have, hit a little sedan sports car. That's where I'm going with this. And he hit me twice. He said that he claims that he forgot where the brake was and re-hit the gas. Anyways, I go to the gym the next day. I was like, I gotta get ready for this competition. I bend over to pick up a 145-pound bar, and I'm shaking, and I'm like, what the? Like, it hurt. And I damn near hit my knees, and I'm like, what? And I let go, and I just dropped my knees. I was like, what's going on? So I stretch my knees out again. I bend over, I pick up the bar again, and I can feel it again, and I'm like, something's wrong. I go to the chiropractor because I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go to a doctor. Back injury, don't want to go to a doctor. My mom had a long issue with that, and I won't go to the doctors for back injuries. I'd rather go to a chiropractor, see what they got to say, and move on. Well, I get there, and he takes an x-ray of my whole spine, and he notices that my neck and my esophagus are damn near touching, and my mid-bag and my stomach. So my spinal cord went, no wonder I can't lift. The reality of that, when that happened, is I realized something in life. It can end just like that. Your dreams, your goals, your desires. What you thought you were going to be. What you think you should do. What you wanted to be since you were a little kid could all end that fast. And that's the truth, folks. That's why we live in the day of presence. Every day you live here on this earth is a gift. Every day that you wake up and you go, it's a present. It's a gift. Make something of your life. Do something with yourself. Be something. Don't sit there and dwell on, oh, well, I was sick as a kid. Well, I had a rough up past. Well, I'm addicted to drugs. Well, I'm this. All those are choices, just like me, that I made all my life. They're excuses that you want to do something, and the reality is it is what it is. You have to choose to understand that life will always keep going. You just got to put your place within life's history, aka building your legacy. So, yes, I've never done drugs. Yes, I've never had an abusive relationship. But the thing is I've never let myself get there. I've never chose. Yeah, people can say, oh, well, you're addicted to drinking. Oh, yeah, I loved the taste of alcohol when I was, from 16 to almost 20 years old. I loved it. It was awesome. But it wasn't me. It was a front that I was hiding something truthfully behind who I was. The person you see today. After that, I started Toastmasters. It's a public speaking group. No, it's not eating toast. And with that, I had a really good guy that mentored me up. He's like, Will, you have something with you. And Toastmasters does this for everybody. They build them up. It's just if you jump onto it. But the thing is I had a purpose to be there. I wanted the best for everything. Boom. I start speaking in competitions. I start, not the greatest. I won a couple of them by default. But I enjoyed myself. I was pretty good. I wasn't great. I still need to hone my skills. And I ended up competing in regionals, which is like 3 or 4 competitions up. It's not bad, considering at least I was first or second within all those to advance that high. Not bad for a kid in 2nd grade that got told that he would never become something, never accomplish what he needed to be. He would never graduate. He would just be bottom barrel of the line. Not bad for a person who believed in him at such a young age and threw disability papers away because they seen something inside their son, inside someone they loved, and said, no, they have purpose. So all it takes within that is somebody's got to believe in you. But most importantly, you got to believe in yourself. I ended up starting a nonprofit just because that's who I am. And the thing is why I started it, what you see on my hat was the nonprofit. I started in the intentions that somebody told me I couldn't do something. And I said, yes, I can. I can start a nonprofit. I can run it. I can manage it. And he said, you can do that without $20,000 and lawyers. And I'm like, no, you can still do it yourself. You just gotta know the right people. He kept on consisting, saying, no, you can't do it. Well, I did. I actually had a nonprofit. Eventually, I will get it back up and running. I sort of started it in the intentions to help people out, but then someone told me I couldn't do it. So I started it anyways. I ran it. We helped people. And then, boom, COVID happened. Now, how do I go out and help people? I didn't like wearing masks. I liked interacting with people. I didn't want to get into that whole side of things where they're like, oh, you have to have your shot, or you have to do that. That is a choice. Whether you have the shot, the jab, whatever, or not, that is a choice that you make for yourself in your life, what you think is right for you. I just didn't think it was right for me. It's my choice, right? Now, fast forward through all of that, I ran the nonprofit for like a year after COVID. We helped people out. I ended up letting it go into limbo and just letting it sit. I started doing construction work back in 2017. And I went almost 5 years. Never had a problem. Always found jobs. I get injured. I get laid off. It's the reality of that world. Boom. Why don't you do something? I had been having a calling to do what you guys see. What I started on here on Adversity's Door. Adversity's Door originally started out as a podcast. I let it go pretty much a year. We didn't do anything with it. I did for a couple of random speeches here and there, just trying to craft myself within public speaking. And then December 26th happened. Hey, you're getting laid off. Instead of going, what the hell? Why? I was like, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it. Because I've been having something tell me in the back of my head, you need to do something with this. You need to get working on Adversity's Door. Public speaking, getting a positive message out there on social media, making things happen. The time is now. All of a sudden, within that, I felt great. Everything was flowing. I was doing awesome. And then I get a leg cramp. I ignore the leg cramp. I'm like, all right, whatever, drink water. Go. things like these big jugs of water, and still there. We get on a plane ride, fly down, see my mom, fly back. All of a sudden, my calf is burning. What the hell is going on? 2 days later, I feel the burning go up my leg. I get told I have a blood clot. I have DVT. Well, blood clots are deadly. They're real things. They happen to people. But I could have stopped it a long time ago. So within this story, stop being stubborn. If something hurts, something feels weird, just go to the damn hospital. I cannot be stubborn no more. I've been stubborn way too damn long and let things go. So if something's broke, fix it right away. Stop procrastinating. Stop saying, oh, I'll just tough it out. When you tough it out, you just be dead. And that's what it's going to be. Well, I ended up taking the blood thinners they put me on. The next day, I got a blood clot in my left lung. I don't know, maybe it went from, it could be serious now. Okay, it's freaking serious. Do I stop? Do I give up? No. I modify my speeches. I keep going through. I get sinus infection the following week. Something's trying to, in my head, get at me. I'm getting more ornery. I'm getting mad. It's life. I mean, you can blame it on something, but at the end of the day, life happens. You just got to keep moving. You can't quit. You can't give up. So, we're going to recap right here. I promised you guys at the very beginning, if you watch this video, you will fully understand what mastering your willpower is. And I'm ready to tell you, if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm going to tell you how to do it. So mastering your willpower, starting from the very beginning, when life almost stopped, before I was here. 2 weeks late for a baby. Now they would freak out. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, I also, my mom, whatever, I'll get into the phonetics of this. My mom also supposedly broke her water, but I wasn't in a sack, I was just sitting there. So, the possibility if she would have waited another day, I wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be hearing my 35-minute speech on life. The fact that if my mom wouldn't have said, hey, yeah, give him the blood, I wouldn't be here. The fact is, if I would have never came out of that point of that jet ski exit, I wouldn't be here. The fact is, if I probably wouldn't stop drinking, driving, doing stupid stuff, I probably wouldn't be here. There is always a purpose and a reason for everything you do here in this life. The one thing I need everybody to understand within mastering your willpower is to never quit, never give up, never tell yourself anything negative, never look down on yourself. Always see the greater potential within your life, because if you do that for you, and only for you, nobody else, you'll develop this thing called drive. You will master your mind to understanding that any adversity that comes against you, find the positives, find anything, grab it, hold on to it, because at the end of the day, it's only an adversity. That's a mountain. You're at the top of the peak. You got to go through the valley. You come back up. You're on the peak. You're going to have those in life. But never, ever stop living your life. The drive that you will inspire within mastering your willpower and finding out what you are way greater than anything you ever do within life. Because you can overcome, you can go through anything in life that happens if you just never quit. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate this moments that we have had. I hope I have inspired you to do something in life, to look at me and say, well, if that weird guy, that guy can do it, I can do it. You can do anything you want. So the question is why aren't you? What is holding you back? Is it fear? Let it go. Is it someone telling you you can't do it? Let it go. Is it the fact that you don't have money? Let it go. Go get a freaking loan. Is it the fact that, like, for instance, me, I'm going to put this sort of on hiatus if you haven't realized.
Mommy.
Hey, one sec, buddy. We're planning on moving. So I have to go out and get my job because this financially isn't going to pay for a house. This is a dream that I have had. It's an honor. And I will keep it.
It's all up there.
Yep, on the phone up there.
Oh,
I'll be with you in a minute. Good luck, kids, right?
The TV.
I will turn on the TV in a minute. The thing is you guys have got to understand that you are great. You were perfect. You were born with a purpose. So do something because you're simply worth it. You guys have a great day. God bless. I'll keep posting those videos like I promised. They're not going to be as much because that's the reality of life. I have to pay bills. So thank you. It's been an honor. Remember, mastering your willpower is drive. You guys have a great day.